to a Q&A video where I answer questions about Wellesley. For starters, I am a senior and I don't know what the kids are asking about these days, but I will try to just go over some basics first. My name is Ellie. I'm class of 2023. I'm an IR history and music double major, and I'm from San Francisco, California. The question that some of the first years on cross country had me ask is, should I try during shadow grading? So basically, your first semester at Wellesley, all of your classes are credit, non-credit, which is supposed to make you explore new things and not get too bogged down in grades at the beginning of your time at Wellesley. Unfortunately, a lot of people still get A's during that time, so I recommend not trying in your classes as hard as you did in high school. If you encounter the decision between going to Cafe Hoop and getting nachos with your friends versus studying at 11 p.m., get nachos, have fun, go into Boston, don't do homework. What are the dorms like? So I'm gonna go through these in terms of neighborhoods. So starting off with the quad, we have Kaz, Palm, BB, and Schaefer. Palm and Kaz are definitely the nicest. I think the alums care more about those for some reason. BB is the most recently renovated, but it's still not quite as nice as the other two. And then Schaefer is definitely the grungiest, has a lot of character, but it does have a printer. So if you need to print out your readings, it's very convenient. Palm and Kaz are also connected, so you kind of live in both if you need to, or you don't have to go outside in the winter to pass between them. Kaz is definitely my favorite of all of them, of all dorms on campus, to be honest. I've lived in Palm, Kaz, and Schaefer so far, and Kaz has the most beautiful common spaces. It has ellipticals and a TV in the basement, but all of them are quite nice. It's pretty central in terms of its proximity to the campus center and to the athletic centers. The quad is pretty popular among student athletes, and yeah, just a nice place to live. I'd recommend. Tower complex is made of Tower, East and West, and then Severance, which is half renovated and half not renovated, and Claflin, which is where cool upperclassmen and then 21st years live every year. I lived in Tower last year. I really enjoyed it. It definitely has the best lake views of anywhere. The windows are gorgeous. It's probably the most social of the dorms. It has a dining hall in the basement. There's a food elevator, which is what we call the elevator on the east side, because the elevator goes from all 5 floors down to the basement where the dining hall is, so you can easily get food and then bring it back to your room. East side. So east side, I'm gonna say the new dorms, they were built in the 70s, are Freeman, Bates, and McAfee. A lot of STEM majors like to live there because it's super close to the science center, as opposed to on West Side where it can be a 10-minute walk. It's a 2-minute walk. Bates is probably the best dining hall on campus. I just never go there because it's really far away. I'm gonna lump Munger and Stone D into the same area because they have similar vibes, and that they're both sort of far off from their main side neighborhoods of West and East. Locationally, pretty central, but that also means they're kind of far away from everything. So take with that what you will. Munger is notable because it hosts Munger Mash, which is a Halloween party every year, and it's really fun. Stone Davis. If you have a lake view, it's pretty nice. If you don't, the dining hall is only vegetarian, so if you're a vegetarian, live there. And Hillary Clinton also lived there at one point, even though her room is now a bathroom. What do you do for fun? I love the campus for its nature. Definitely, I think it's the most beautiful campus ever. I've been to a lot of college campuses because of track meets, and I can definitively say Wellesley's up there. I think our lake is amazing, and I try to take advantage of it as much as possible, especially in the warmer months. You will find me trying to swim there in November and February, but it's definitely super nice in late spring and late summer. I bought a paddleboard and I'll paddleboard around on the lake, and it's super nice. And during the winter, I don't know, my friends watch a lot of really terrible movies together, or we watch the Star Wars prequels. We also watch a lot of sports because the track team is really into football, so we watch NFL, college football, March Madness. That's really fun. The food is decent, but generally I'm eating dinner with the team after practice, and I can't taste anything because I'm just shoveling 4 plates of food into my mouth, so not the best review. I usually go to Tower for breakfast because they usually have Greek yogurt and honey and like bacon and fried eggs, which is like a staple for me. So I enjoy that, even though it's a little bit farther than Lulu. Occasionally Lulu has cheese blitzes with like compote of the strawberry or blueberry variety, which I personally enjoy. Dining hall hacks. I personally like to make whipped feta and by myself in the dining hall. I'll like take like the crumbled feta and mix it with cream cheese and like a little bit of olive oil and like stir it up in a bowl, and you can apply that to toast, bagels, pizza, sort of anything you want. It makes it better. I also really like taking like a huge tin of bacon, if they have bacon in the dining halls ever, because cold bacon is one of my favorite snacks. How often do you talk to career education? Like, not a lot, to be candid. Most of the opportunities I've gotten have been through the Albright Institute, which you can apply for as a sophomore or junior, and I got my internship last summer through the director of the Albright Institute, whose like literal job is to help you get an internship. What is the housing slash rooming process? Frankly, I don't really know. You get like a login to StarRes, which is like our housing portal, and it's kind of through that. I had a really terrible housing saw this year, which is why I have this like tiny room, but I had a really good room last year, so it's kind of like a crapshoot. I think if you're an RA, you get like priority. So, but also it's not really worth it to be an RA, so don't do that. In general, about like first year rooming, like I've seen the whole like gamut of possibility. You can definitely pick someone to be your roommate who you've like reached out to over social media before, and you can either get along really well or like hate each other. I've also seen instances of people who went blind and like got their best friend from it, but also like people who like have never spoken to each other again. So either way, just make sure your like living styles are compatible, like first and foremost. Like doesn't matter if you're friends, if you're not friends, just like if you go to bed at the same time, if you're like same level of cleanliness, like I think those are pretty basic. General advice: please sleep. Sleep is literally so important and nobody does it, and your homework is not as important as your sleep and your sanity. Like take care of your like physical and mental well-being first and foremost. Also have fun. It can be like hard to have fun at Wellesley sometimes. A lot of people are like nose to the grindstone. Definitely try, like put yourself out there, go to events, go to parties, support your friends. Yeah, 10 out of 10. On the support your friends note, like if there's a culture show or an a cappella concert or chamber music or like a thesis lecture or a Tanner conference lecture, like go support them. It means a lot. Walk around the lake. The lake is so stunning, and I feel like sometimes I can forget that it exists if I spend too much time like on the non-lake side of campus, so definitely go there. There's also a whole botanical garden slash arboretum on the east side of campus that nobody ever goes to, and it's stunning. So take a picnic, I don't know. Places to get food in the food desert that is the town of Wellesley, Mass. are the Natick Farmers Market. You can get like a massive loaf of focaccia for $5 from Birch Tree Breads. The lady's name is Tina and she's super nice. I like Charles River Coffee House for bagels and coffee, not just because my friends work there. It is a little bit far, so you need a car. Lemon Thai is like the staple in the Ville for either dinner takeout or to just like go pick up some Thai food. It's really cheap and you get like massive things of food. Tate Bakery and Cafe just opened around like Linden Square. I like to go there for like studying like once a month. I don't know. The coffee's like pretty good and the pastries are really good, but it's also expensive, so keep that in mind. My favorite things in Boston to do. I love the Charles River. I love going for a jog along the Esplanade and kind of like seeing all the sights. Boston is like a marathon city, so you see like people, whether they're like amateurs, like professional athletes, all like run along the Charles. It's like super beautiful at any point in time. It's also really flat and you never get tired of it. I would very much recommend sitting next to the Charles, like on like an evening in September, either like near Harvard or on the docks on like the other side of the Esplanade, like across the Mass Ave Bridge. Both of those are like really nice and you can watch the sunset and it's gorgeous. Chinatown and Boston Common are nice if you take the Wellesley bus into Marlborough Market and then take the Green Line out. Pretty cheap food. Boston Common's nice. They have a lot of stuff going on at all times. Seaport is really nice if you want to spend a lot of money on food. They also have like Snowport in the winter where vendors can go kind of sell their wares, and it's really cute, and you can get overpriced mac and cheese if you want. Also, the Institute of Contemporary Art is in Seaport and it's super nice. Will highly recommend going there. And the views of the harbor are really nice. And just in general, the art museums are awesome. Isabel Stewart Gardner, Museum of Fine Art, MFA, and the ICA, all really nice. A little bit off the beaten path, but definitely worth a trip. I've only been to each of those once so far in my time at Wellesley, and I regret it, and I should go back more. I used to spend a lot of time in the Pru, like the Prudential Center for some reason. Like Newbury's just like great for shopping. Not that I like shop that much, but you can get really good pizza with like hot honey on it from Italy, and it's like not that expensive. And lastly, the BSO. I'm sort of biased because I'm a classical music major, but the Boston Symphony Orchestra is one of the finest orchestras in the world. Andres Nelson's programs great music. The Symphony Hall itself is really beautiful and large, and you can get tickets for super cheap, like $20 student tickets for the entire season. If you're in a music class at Wellesley, usually they'll take you for free, and all you have to do is like write a concert report about it. So 10 out of 10 would recommend that.